Okay, Maisie, Mama's gonna make a video, okay, honey? Hello, friends. Mynn from On A Stampage here, and today I have a video brought to you by my darling dog. Insert picture here. She's fantastic and I love her so much. She has brought so much joy since the passing of our first fur baby, but she's a chewer, as you can see. And she decided one day that because Mommy was crafting and wasn't paying attention to her, that when Mommy dropped her scissors and was like, oh, I'll pick those up in a second because I don't quite need them right now, that she would take them into the living room and literally chew the handles off. I mean, this girl is strong. So I was like, you know, I need new scissors. But my husband was like, okay, just get like the best pair. And I was like, well, I wonder if the cheapest pair is best or which one is best. So I ordered two pairs. I ordered one that's not a name brand that I'm used to and that cost a few dollars less. And then I ordered ones that were Cutter Bee that I knew, because these are Cutter Bee, I think. I'm pretty sure. And I knew that I liked those. And so then the packages came. And she got to them, but she didn't get to the scissors. So today I'm going to actually be testing the two pairs of scissors that I bought. So these are the original Cutter Bee scissors. They say that they are great for detail cutting, comfortable grip handles for left and right hand. I am right-handed, so that's the only thing I'm going to be able to do. This also comes with a safety cover. I can't remember how much these cost, so I will insert it here. But those are the ones that were a little bit more expensive. And then the other scissors that I got look pretty similar to them. They're darker yellow, but they have a similar pattern. They also have the guard. And these just say Beaditive right up here. So that's the brand. I had never heard of it before. They don't really say exactly what they're used for. They do say they're intended for adult use only. But these are supposed to be for detail as well. And Maisie did get right in here to chew. Oh, Maisie. We love her. Anyway, so I'm going to be testing these two scissors to see if there's really a huge difference between the more expensive or the cheaper version. And these are the things that these two things are going to have to cut. We're going to see how they cut ribbon. We're going to see how they cut paper straws. We're going to see how they cut a piece of cardstock. We're going to see how they cut a piece of patterned paper. And we are going to see how they cut a doily, because I wanted things that were really thin all the way up to things that were thicker, okay? So I'm gonna go unbox these poor scissors and I will be back in just a moment. All right, so they are unpackaged and I have them side by side and they look to be about the same length. I think the Cutter Bees might be a little bit taller. Yeah, the Cutter Bees are just a smidgen bit longer. The Beaditive ones have a larger screw or whatever that is that's in here. Fastener. I can't think of words. These ones have smaller holes, but they both feel pretty comfortable in my hand. These ones feel a lot looser than the Cutter Bee ones, which makes me wonder how sharp these are. The tip on these Cutter Bees is really sharp and fine. The tip on the Beaditives is a little bit different. It's more of like a sword type tip, but it also looks pretty sharp as well. Okay, so I say we start off easy with just some patterned paper. So that cut pretty smoothly. That cut pretty smoothly. I'm just gonna keep alternating so I can feel if there's a difference. These ones feel a little bit stronger. The Cutter Bee ones feel a little bit stronger, but all in all, they cut the pattern paper the same. So I guess even scores for patterned paper. Nice job to our two contestants. Yay! All right, let's move this out of the way. Okay, up next, let's do this piece of cardstock. So just a little bit thicker. Well, not a little bit thicker. This is actually pretty thick cardstock. I think this is 80-pound cardstock. It's either 80 or 110. So let's see how this does. That was pretty easy. That was the Beaditive. Cutter Bee. I don't know. Again, the Cutter Bee, like, I don't know if it feels stronger because it's not as loose as the other ones. I guess what I'm saying is I feel like I have more control with the Cutter Bee ones than I do with the Beaditive ones. Yeah, I feel like I have more control when I'm cutting with these. These ones I think would slip a little bit easier, but not to the point where I feel like they should be counted down for that. So I'm gonna say cardstock. This one just a tad bit better. Cutter Bee just a tad bit better than the Beaditive. Next up, we're gonna go for the doily. Doilies are something that I like to cut into fourths a lot. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do what I usually would do. Fold this in half. Use one of them to cut the whole thing. So let's do the Beaditive ones. All right, that cut it really nicely. It didn't feel like it was gonna catch on anything, and it's got a nice clean cut. Let's try the Cutter Bee ones. Okay, so again, pretty sharp cut, but the Cutter Bees had a little bit harder problem staying on the fold, although I might not be giving it a fair run, so let's try it again. No, see again, it veered off at the end, even though I was trying to guide it to where I wanted it to go. So I'm gonna have to say, honestly, with this thin doily, I kind of preferred the Beaditive ones to the Cutter Bee ones. But again, like I said, it could be user error. So far our two contestants are neck and neck. All right, what are we gonna do next? Let's do ribbon, shall we? So I'm not gonna waste this ribbon, just so you know. I'm gonna actually cut this into lengths and I'm gonna use it in a different project. And then I'm also going to cut the edges to where it's got that little notch out of it. Okay, so I'm gonna cut straight. These are with the Cutter Bees. That was really nice and smooth. And now I'm gonna pinch and cut the little notch. Oops, the other way, a minute. That was almost user error. Okay, that gave a pretty nice edge. I did not fold it the right way, so please don't look at this right here. Let's see if I can do better on this side with my fold and my cut. And let's come at it from this way this time, where I'm holding it down. Oops, I did the wrong way. I always do that. Do you guys do that? I don't always do that. I shouldn't say that. I do that quite a bit. Okay, let's try this again. Let's cut it this way. Oh yeah, those Cutter Bees cut very nicely. Like I said, the discrepancy in the edges is because of me folding it too quickly. But those cut straight very nicely, and then they also cut the double layer of ribbon really nicely. And if you can tell, if you can see, hoping you can see, there's no fraying on that edge. So that was a nice clean cut. So Cutter Bees done. Let's do the Beaditive ones. Cut pretty well. I'm not seeing a frayed edge there. Let's see how this works out. With the two, pretty good. Again, don't judge the edges. It's my folding because I just want to kind of get this done quickly. And also for the project that I'm doing, it's not going to matter. Let's do this one. Okay, so the Beaditive, same thing. I don't see any fraying on the edge. Let me kind of zoom in there. I don't see any fraying on the edge. It cut nicely, and like I said, this is due to user error, so yeah, both of these did well with our ribbon. All right, last thing, paper straws. I have struggled to find scissors that will cut these paper straws the way that I want them to easily. So if either of these can actually cut them in half without me having to sand down edges, I will be ecstatic. So what I'm going for is I'm going for this to cut it in half, which is about right there. I'm not going to measure. We're going to start with the cutter bee. So let's see how it cuts this. Ooh, nice cut. Here are the edges that it cut. They look really nice. I don't think I would have to sand them down too much, but I do see a little bit. Do you see these little points? I would probably sand those down for what I'm using these for. But all in all, that was that's better cut than I got out of my old scissors. So cutter bee, well done on that. Let's try the Beaditive. All right, do you like how I just am estimating? Okay. Beaditive had a little bit harder of a time getting through those. Instead of just one little pinpoint thing that I'd have to sand down, I've got a couple, but it did cut through it pretty easily. I will say though, the EK Success cutter bees did better. So all in all, what are my thoughts? Well, I'm glad I have 2 pairs of scissors now, so that if one falls on the floor, then Maisie can eat that one and I'll still have an extra pair. But also what I've learned is that either one of these would have been a good purchase on its own, but if I had to do it again, I honestly would probably go with the Beaditive ones, because they were a few dollars cheaper, and for something that I do use on a regular basis, they will do the job, in my opinion. Nothing against cutter bee, because cutter bee, you're awesome. It's just, I'm a little bit cheap when it comes to supplies a little bit. So there you have it. Whether you're gonna go with the EK Success cutter bee or the Beaditive scissors, precision scissors I think they're called, either one would be a great idea. If you've got the money, spend a little bit more, because I bet that these will last more. So you might have me coming back with an update the more I use these, to tell you how they're doing with wear and tear, because that's something I can't really do in this video. But that's all I've got for you today. Next week is Christmas. I really hope you guys have a beautiful holiday, that you get to spend some time with family and friends, that it's joyful. Take some time to craft sometime. And until next time, hugs and happy crafting, friends. Bye.